Everybody asks us for more consistency, so in today's video we're going to share with you our top 5 driving swing killers that are ruining golfers' swings.
Make sure you watch the whole video because there's a real high chance that you're doing one, if not more, of these swing killers, and we're going to show you how to fix them.
Right, swing killer number 1, the upper body lean. I would say 84.5% of people are doing this
60% of the time.
every time. Please talk us through this one.
Okay, so if you can see this now in my setup, I'm probably exaggerating this a little bit. There's a few things we can see. If I actually put a rectangle around our body, you see us do this a lot. I'm very much on this lead side. You can see a lot of that right leg. My shoulders are open. I'm very much leaning toward the front leg. Now, you may say, Piers, nobody sets up like that, but you'd be surprised, a lot of golfers do. And generally the reason this happens is because with a drive, we put the ball further forward. It's very uncomfortable sometimes when you put it forward for the first time to look at it from this view here. So you kind of like to look down on it, and by the time you've done all of that, you've shifted the angle of your shoulders, you've shifted the angle of your spine, and from here, it is kind of a death move because it's really hard to get a good backswing from here, and we can pretty much predict what your downswing will be. It'll be steep down and cutting across it, topping it, slicing it, skying it if you've got the tee as high as that. We don't want to do that.
And we want to treat the driver like a specialist club. We want that ball to be forward. We want to be behind the golf ball so we can launch it up in the air. Let's go through a couple of drills that's going to help. Really simple.
Yes.
Use a mirror if needed, but let's just paint the picture.
Use a mirror, use live practice, absolutely. So look, we don't want the ball forward. From here, let's get the ball forward, let's get our wide stance, let's get a golf club and let's stick it down the zip line on your beautiful gilet or just down the middle of your body, and you're going to go into your golf posture. And all we're looking for is what we call 1 and 1. So it's 1 inch with the club that way and 1 inch with the shoulder down. So you can see as I'm doing this, look what's happening. My shoulder's going down, my right shoulder's going down, my spine is tilted back behind the target, my left hip is moving slightly towards the target. So you can see this, just this little bit of this bump here is getting me ready to be now behind the golf ball. And as we said, it might look a bit strange to start with because you've got, you know, you feel like you're a long way from the golf ball, but this is, as Andy said, now you're primed, ready to hit it on the way up.
So take your setup there and you'll notice with
the good
Piers, yeah, just the good one for us, you'll notice how far his head is behind the golf ball. A lot of golfers will come to us saying, I'm trying to stay behind the golf ball. Well, how about we get behind it to start with? That's going to give you a better chance of staying there. So
really
ball's way forward. Look at the zip on his gilet, as you mentioned there. He's primed, ready now to launch it, hit on the way up, but also hit from the inside as well.
There's no way I could hit that golf ball with that setup and with that tee height. I would probably go straight underneath it and pop it up in the air and catch it. Okay, so ball forward. Imagining I'm getting this little bit of this just tilt, a little bit of a tilt there. Using the club is a great way of feeling that. And then from there you can see I'm behind it. Got a chance now.
Okay, good, simple. Really started off in the right way, set up, we can't overlook that. Let's go into the second one, which is backswing, Piers. It sounds really simple. You think, God, everyone should know this now. We shouldn't sway in the backswing. So,
have we ever spoken about this before?
I'm sure
we've ever spoken about it before.
But this is a killer, and let's just go through why it's a killer.
Okay, so this is the sway. In case you don't know, if you've watched our videos enough, you should know this, but if a sway is when we get excessive lateral body motion away from the target. So it can come from, if you have the backswing line on there, it can come from the hip, or it could come from the head, but effectively it's excessive movement this way away from the target. You can see it's really hard for me to actually turn really well here. It's just kind of this motion here, laterally away from the target. Now, when we do this, it's really hard for me to get the club down in the slot on plane. It's so easy from here for me to swing outside of my body on the way down, cut across it, and leave all that weight on the back leg. Swaying is just not going to help you.
So yeah, the sway, not great, gets you over the top and swinging left a lot of the time under rotation. Let's go through the first drill. Now, luckily in San Diego, the sun's out most of the time, so we're going to use the shadow here, and you should be able to see from here, we'll see the golf ball here, just outside Piers' right hip. Now, it's in the sunlight at the moment, and we want to keep it there. If we have a sway in the backswing, we're going to see that it's going to go past that. Now, that's a big sway. What we don't want to see is that go in the dock. We don't want to see any of the shadow go past that. So as we do a swing now, we're allowing the low body to turn. It's staying. Oh, you've gone into the shadow there. Don't get into the shadow.
It's my pocket.
Okay, it's your pocket.
It's my pocket.
Let's get rid of it. But the key thing is keep it in the sunlight, and you've got feedback there to go, well, okay, as soon as you have that sway and it goes into the shade, that means that that lower body is potentially going to cause you some issues on the way down.
And this is, look, we've obviously used this here, have a bit of fun, and we're just obviously saying to you, we live in California. But how's about if you've got a mirror or even using live practice, which we have on the Me and My Golf app? These are great ways of you understanding what you're doing. So you've got the feels with the visuals. So that's what we're just trying to do with that drill there.
So another great drill that we like to use, which is really simple, this one is, it's a great feeling. We call this swap pockets. So it's a great feeling to have that you can take to the golf course and to the range, and without getting bogged down with too many technical thoughts, Piers.
And this is a great one because I like this. Well, ultimately, what is swap pockets? Get the front pocket and put it where the back pocket is right now. So replace the back pocket with the front pocket. So we're seeing that kind of motion there. Oftentimes when we see someone who sways, we kind of see this. We see a rocking motion where the legs stay flexed. Look at what happens when I drive that pocket back. I allow that leg to straighten somewhat. That's absolutely fine. Old school coaching probably didn't like us to do that. But if we want to drive this hip back, it's going to be a lot easier if you're allowing that leg to straighten somewhat.
So you take your setup for me, Piers.
Yep.
What we don't want here as well, we've talked about having the backswing line in. What we don't want is to actually move away from the backswing line either. This is a reverse pivot. What we want to do is maintain the connection with that line. So we want to turn into the hip. There you go. So now he's loaded into the hip. He stayed on that line, and now he's really loading this leg and ready to push off, but he's done it with a great rotation and no sway. Don't swing through, and no sway. That's the important thing.
Okay, that's hit one.
Okay, so you'll see in the lower body, and this one we'll get a slow-mo after this one as well. He's going to turn into that right leg, swap the pockets. Oh, we just clipped the corner of the tree.
That was such a good hit as well.
It was
that tree is definitely in the way, by the way.
Tiger line, you need to draw it around the tree. Look, if you're getting frustrated with being inconsistent off the tee and you're watching loads of different videos, you're having too many swing thoughts that aren't working, then you need to check out our brand new plan, Complete Driving. This is basically the last 25 years of us coaching, spending time with world number ones like Rory, DJ, John Rahm, but also coaching Aaron Rai, the straightest hitter on the PGA Tour last year. And we've packaged it all together, the lessons, into a very simple plan. Yeah,
do you know what? Complete Driving, it really has got everything. We talk about technique, working at your golf swing. We talk about on-course strategy. We talk about swing killers. We also talk about the equipment, making sure that you've got the right driver, and we give you all the drills that you need to not only swing better, but also to play better. And the best part is you can check this out for free right now. Take advantage of the 7-day free trial. Click the links down in the description, and we'll see you there.
Swing killer number 3, the reverse spine, often linked to the sway. Let's go through what the reverse spine actually is.
Absolutely. So from here, if we think about this, if we actually do sway in our backswing, it's very easy then for us to reverse my spine towards the target. And you can tell by my voice, this is not good for you. All the pressure is on my lower back, my abdominals, my core are not firing. And again, from here, not only can it be one of the, probably the #1 cause of back pain, imagine where I'm going to swing from here. I'm not going to shallow the club nicely and move my body. I'm probably going to swing down steep, cut across it, and hit a big weak slice.
Do that again, because what can also happen, do that again, sorry, I'm going to put some pain on him here. What also can happen from here, if you do this, yes, you can go this way, but you also can just go the opposite and go, hang on a minute, do this, which is not great for your back either. And not great for the ball because you'll probably miss it.
No, definitely not. So yeah, look, you're right. I mean, as soon as you put yourself in that place, it's going to hurt you, and it's going to hurt your game and hurt your swing. So what we want to see at the top of the backswing is that literally, as opposed to your spine reversing towards the target, it's leaning away from the target. So you can now tell by my voice that it's a lot easier to speak. My abdominals, my core is firing now, and it's so much easier from here to not only drop the club in the slot and swing through, but it's also a lot easier to hit the golf ball on the way up, which is kind of what we would like to optimize those drives.
We're also getting pressure into that right leg again, which we talked about in that second swing killer.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's have a drill for this, Piers, just something the guys can do to feel where that spine needs to be.
Love it. Okay, so take your setup. I'm having a real problem aiming today, Andy. From there, we're going to get your right hand on the club, and we're just going to literally, with your arm relatively straight, we're going to hold the club on the ground like so it's pretty much pointing straight up. From there, if you were to take a swing and reverse spine, guess what? You can't reach. Even with these long arms, you can't reach. So from here, we've obviously got to make sure we have a good wind up. We turn the lower body, we turn the upper body, and we reach. Almost like we're reaching over a fence, which would be here. We're not touching the fence, we're not moving like that to get it. We're doing it all with the upper body as we rotate well.
You can see, you'll feel when you do this, not only that upper body lean away, you'll feel the right leg loaded here. You'll feel, again, Piers mentioned his core will be sort of ready from here, but you'll feel a lot more behind the golf ball, but ready to push. That's the key thing as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So I think, look, it's amazing when you do that. If you do that a few times and you actually got used to being at the top of the backswing like that, the back pain can often go and the shots can often get a lot better. So again, I don't have any problem with this, Andy. I think this is the reason why I'm doing this video, because
We need to put some reverse spine in your swing,
I need a little bit to actually balance me out almost, but from here, I'm kind of setting myself up. You just watch my spine angle in this slow-mo when I hit this golf shot. I don't have a problem doing this. And it's amazing, whenever I think about that and work a little bit harder at moving that way and getting behind, it's actually a little bit easier for me to hit a draw as well.
Swing killer number 4, we're talking arm depth. Let's go through, this is, I think, a really, really big one, and often it's linked to the reverse spine and the sway. So hopefully you get the couple of these right, this becomes a lot easier. What are we talking about arm depth and what do we see?
Okay, so the way that we'd like you to see this is just video yourself from down the line. This down the line camera here, video yourself from this and have a look at where your handle of your club and your hands are at the top of the backswing. So the problem we'll see is when the club is too much out in front of us. So we can see this here, like Andy says, it kind of links those other two potentially, but you can still have a really good move in the body and still do this. Where the hands, if we look at this, is probably, I would say, on my toe line when I am doing this.
So if we have a vertical line from the butt of the club, that's going to be definitely somewhere towards here. Now, this leads to what, Piers?
Well, if I just actually now move toward the target like the majority of people do, where you either rotate or even move, even if you move well, that club is going to be coming down quite steep and in front of your body, maybe above the plane. That's going to definitely cause, again, these swiping shots where we're swinging across it. If you do have your hands and arms here and you're a good golfer, you're incredible at changing the direction of those arms as you start swinging down. As we know, making manipulations when you're swinging down is really difficult to do. So what we're really after is we're after our arms, something like this. Now, if I were to draw a line down from the butt of the club now, I know from when I've done this before, it's probably going down towards my heel line now, as opposed to the toe line. So suddenly from here, with these arms deeper and around the body, not this, by the way, we're not talking about jamming the arms in by putting a cover or anything like that. Definitely watch our other videos on that. But what we're looking for is to get the arms going more around the body at the top of the backswing, which gets that depth. This is where Aaron is. This is what makes him one of the straightest in the world.
And the key for this is when this gets around, as we start the downswing now, that club now can work towards the plane. And if we can get this towards the plane early in the swing, we can then go ahead and start to rotate and use the body really well. As soon as we start maybe a little steep, we've got to make manipulations and compensations. And for the average golfer, getting these arms a little bit more around the body on the way back simplifies and cuts out the necessity to actually create that manipulation.
Which we don't want to do. And if you look at someone like Aaron, he gets to the top, and we can see that when he starts that downswing, the handle of the golf club falls down somewhat before it works out and in front of him. So this is allowing him to get the club, delivering it from a very nice plane, a shallower plane effectively.
We haven't hit the fairway yet, Piers, so I want you to actually hit one on the fairway for me, please.
Are you sure about that? So are we going to do a drill first, actually, Andy?
Oh yes, let's do a drill.
Let's do a drill,
Hit a
He's
shot.
too busy having a go at me to think about the fact he wants to hit the...
Take your setup. Okay, so let's drop this here. We're going to drop this at 45 degrees, roughly behind you like this. Now, Martin Hall from the Golf Channel did this drill. It was a little different. It was more in front. We've adopted this a little bit because it's nice when you've got something that you can see visually, and we've put it behind you here. So just work us through this one, Piers.
Okay, so again, as you said, let's take the setup. And what we're looking for is, if we're doing that move there, where we're bringing the club up and not getting the depth, I can't see the club. I can actually see a little bit of the club, but it's this side of my arm.
Yes.
That's no good. If I were to put the club deeper like Aaron's maybe, and what we'd like to see, suddenly now I see that club. And it's kind of running about parallel with my arm. It might be different depending on your depth that you have and the length and the size of your arms. But for me, when I'm seeing this, I see that there, beautiful. That there, danger, killer. It's going to hurt. It's going to be a bad drive.
Okay, I'm going to give you a chance to hit the fairway then, Piers, as I mentioned there. Now, you're under pressure now. I like adding a bit of pressure into this.
Well, you see what I'm doing now straight away. I'm teeing it a little bit higher. I'm getting my correct tee height because the tee height was obviously
stepping on
wrong.
his target line.
I'm actually going to have a look at the shot now and think about hitting a good one. All right, I got this. But I'm going to be mindful of that arm depth as well. It is definitely something that I like to feel. This is going to be hammered, Andy.
What's that tree down the left, remember?
No, this is going to be a good one. Watch this. Absolute hammered. Oh no, hit the tree again.
Tree again.
That tree is really difficult to miss. It's right in the way.
Absolutely hammered straight into the tree. Okay.
Oh well, never mind.
Final swing killer, the fifth one, the upper body lunge. Pierce, this is now, hopefully, all that you, let us know in the comments actually.
Yeah, good point.
Any of these relate to you, these first four? The fifth one here, hopefully if you've done all the others, this one should be a lot easier really.
Yeah, for sure.
What's this upper body lunge?
And can often happen as a result of these, as you said. So an upper body lunge would be that when you get to the top of the backswing, your upper body in transition, not so much in the backswing, I went a bit early there, you'll get to the top of your backswing and your first move in transition is to do this, is to shift to the target with your upper body. If you're weak, if you've got bad balance, if you've got bad mobility in your low body, or you're just out of sequence, what we would call, you can easily do this move. And again, this is a killer because you'll swing down steep. You just won't get distance. You won't be able to launch it up in the air.
We see people online actually coaching this.
And this is another point actually, yes.
Saying that we've got to get pressure into this leg and they're demonstrating doing this. That is not how we get pressure into the lead leg, so be really careful on this. Sometimes you think you're shifting weight and pressure, but you're going to upper body lunge, which will actually cause another problem.
Let me show you how you should do this, just quickly. This is a really nice way of thinking about this. You get to the top of your backswing, we bump to the target, so see the low body, it's bumping. We then tilt the upper body back down behind, we then turn, and then we kind of jump when we hit it. That's what we'd like to do when we do a good swing. But you're right, Andy, we want to make sure that you're not trying to shift pressure by doing that.
Yeah.
The way this feels comfortable to do is because your head's moving that way. But I really don't know why people are telling people to do this.
So go to the top of the backswing. The key thing with this is making sure that we obviously shift with this lower body first. That helps put this in a great place. But we've got a really good drill for this actually that takes out the emphasis away from the body, because if we see somebody with an upper body lunge, we often see the club move in front of the plane and steep. So here's a drill. We're going to put this.
This is great. I've actually pulled and hit mine left, and you're actually making me do this, which is going to make me hit it even more left. Thanks, Andy.
So we're going to get an alignment stick.
More of a draw, should I say. On
the target line, roughly about 30 degrees. You can put a pool noodle over this if you like. It's quite low, but it appears like a challenge. But we're going to put the alignment stick cover on this. So the idea of this is to enable the club to swing now a little bit more from the inside. You'll see from down the line here. Now, if you do the upper body lunge, there's a good chance you're going to swing over the top here. So we'll start lunging.
So from here,
there you go.
It's going to go steep and into that.
So we can combine here a little bit of the shift with the feeling the club's working from the inside.
So, exactly, and what I really like about this as well, to add to that is, let's just combine those. So top of the backswing, shift.
Look where the club goes.
Look, the club is great here. Now, what I really like is I'm almost, in my mind, and my visuals are that this alignment stick, which is going up here, I'm almost imagining that I'm getting matched up to that and I'm tracing that on the way through. It's allowing me to almost follow the line or the parallel line of that stick, which is going to help me hit about 4 or 5 degrees up on it, which is optimum for me to give it a good old hammer, Andy. I think that's what we call it.
You're going to hammer this one again, yeah?
Hammer this one as well.
Let's hammer this one then, Pierce.
I don't know what to do. Honestly, you should watch Complete Driving because it's definitely a good plan. And sometimes I do hit the fairway.
I think you should watch Complete Driving, Pierce.
Maybe I need to watch it as well. That's a good point.
Okay, take a bit more time if you like.
Okay, I'll take
have another practice.
I feel like you've built the pressure on me here. Nice high tee. It's actually one of Aaron's golf balls, so this is designed to hit the fairway, this golf ball is. Oh, there we go. Doesn't get any better than that, Andrew.
It doesn't
Under
get
pressure.
any better than that. Look at that.
Unless it runs out of fairway, that doesn't count though.
That was very, very straight. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. This is going to force you to be more inside than he normally would be.
Yeah.
But, you know, great way if you're somebody who's over the top to get that feeling of working from the inside. And just by changing where this club is, guess what? The body's going to move differently.
Maybe this is a draw video, this one that we're doing here, based on what I've been doing, yeah?
Okay, let us know in the comments down below which one do you relate to out of those 5. And look, if you're really serious about making some massive improvements to your driving, check out Complete Driving. It literally has everything in it that you need to play consistent shots off the tee.
And as we said, you can try it out for free as part of our 7-day free trial. Click the link in the description to find out more.